Now in this module, we are going to learn how to use VLOOKUP function in another example. So I'll give you another example where you can use lookup function. In most of the places, you'll find this is the way people are looking lookup functions a lot. Now here we have the project which is allocated to the employee, right? Employee ID 13398. Now these employee ID is in this data here in this sheet, right? So these are the employees who has been allocated these projects which started and ended. Now the department name of these employee needs to be found out, because that's what the work is given to me or given to us to find out this department for these employee ID. Now the department of these employee ID is here in this database. So I need to find it out. So for that I'll use VLOOKUP. So how will we use VLOOKUP? So we'll say is equal to VLOOKUP, right? And then what is the lookup value? So the lookup value is this employee ID. I'm not using function palette here. I'm just typing it directly onto the sheet. Let's see how it works. Then I go to which table array is it? So it is this table array. So this is the database from where I need to select. I use function F4 and fix that as well as I drag it. So function F4. So that's function F4. Which column I'm interested in? That's the fourth column, which is the department column. And false means exact match. And say enter. Training. So 13398, which department he is in? Training. Then I go here and just drag this up. So each one's department comes very, very fast and very easily, you know. And here, if you look at randomly, pick up 17890. So 17890 web. So 17890 web. So this way you can find out or look up for the value and populate one table from another one in this manner. So this is a very kind of an handy situation in which you can use VLOOKUP. Now here also what we can do is, if I don't want to give this, the good idea is that if you can name your database, it's very easy for you to work. Then you don't need to go to the sheet and drag and all those stuff. So what I'll do is, in spite of giving and going and selecting this range here, I'll use a name for that. So let's see how it works. So what I'll do is I'll go to this VLOOKUP first and I will give this a name. So I want to give a name like, I want to call it VData, right? And say enter. Or employee data we can call it. But anyway, VData I called it. One thing you should remember that this name is stored in the name manager. So we'll go to the name manager in the formula. We go to the name manager and you'll find this VData. Make sure that this VData is the scope is the workbook. So the scope can be different. You know, when you say edit, the scope can be workbook. It can be many other things. But workbook is what the scope should be, right? So workbook should be the scope. So that if that is done, say close. Go to VLOOKUP. Here you just say is equal to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is this. Table array, you don't need to now go there and select it. You can say function F3 and select this VData. So I'll get the name here and say OK. And the table column index is 4 and false is the exact match. So it's cool. It's much better now. And you get the same result. So you have to remember that if you look at the formula, it is VData. So VData refers to this. So if I select this, this is what VData is. So this is another good example of how you can use VLOOKUP.